That's it. That was a thank you for coming.
Hello.
No, we're only joking. Hi, everybody. Hopefully you can see us all. I think I shouldn't be in the middle. Joe should be in the middle. It's lovely to see or not see everybody. Obviously, we're very upset that we can't all be together. We're very happy that you can join us to celebrate Joe's Bar Mitzvah. In some ways, it's better, a little silver lining, in that some people who could join us now who wouldn't have been able to join us otherwise. So it's great that you can join us. It's great we'll have a recording of it so you can share it. And without further ado, I'll hand over to the man of the moment, to Joe.
Hello everyone, thank you so much for coming. It's so nice that you could join us. And that's really what I was going to say.
So what do you need to say?
So we'll have Joe back at the end. So for the first welcome, really, we'll like to hand over to the rabbi, because what we've managed to be able to do online is quite tricky, but we've managed to coordinate it so that we're being joined by Rabbi Gutentag, one of the rabbis at the shul, who's going to talk to us, and also Avrami, the Chazan, who will take us through the service. So handing over now to the rabbi for a few words.
Hello, welcome, Joe. So far, you're doing amazingly. Well done. I want to wish you Mazel Tov, Joe, and of course Mazel Tov to Alex and Annette, and to Stephanie and Isabel, and grandmas Ruth and Margaret. Wish you a big Mazel Tov. I'll just give you a brief overview of what we're going to hear from Joe. The laning we're going to hear from Joe, he's actually gone for the double one. Not one parasha, but two. Achrei Mot and Kedoshim. Achrei Mot is the story of Yom Kippur and the service that is done by the high priest in Yom Kippur. So Joe, if you do a good job, and I believe you will, we may ask you to lane it for us at the youth service this Yom Kippur, but no pressure, obviously. And Kedoshim, the second parsha, is all about the mitzvot. I know how much you love doing a good old mitzvah. It's all about the mitzvot we do between man and one's fellow man, how we interact with each other, and how one should be kind to one another. So it's a very, very important parasha. We look forward to hearing you. And I'm going to ask Chazan Avrami now to give an overview of how this is going to be run, the laning and the dedication of the different portions of the parasha. Chazan Avrami, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Rabbi Gutentag. Great to be here, and I'm excited, even though we're sitting at home in the comfort of our dining rooms or lounges, wherever you are. I'm excited to be sharing this simcha with the lovely Lever family. Well, I've done my homework on the Lever family, and there's lots to say about them, but more about them later. I just want to tell you what's happening. If you are able to grab a chumash and follow along, it's worth it, because Joseph has put so much effort and hard work into his laning. I want you to appreciate what he's done, and by following along Achrei Mot and Kedoshim, this whammy double sedra, you'll appreciate what a skill he's learnt. And I can say, as his teacher, it's been a total delight and pleasure. And I promise you, I don't say that about all my students, and they know that. Some are more difficult and some are easy. This one has been a breeze. Joseph, I've told you that many times. I've loved teaching you. You were always my first student of the week on Sunday morning. Sometimes you actually came in with your eyes closed, but you always wore a luminous yellow coat, which meant that that started my week off on a bright note. And it was certainly one of the highlights of my week, having you start being the first student of the week. And again, more about that a little bit later. But I know you're itching to go, so why don't we kick off with Joseph doing his Rishon section number 1, and we're dedicating this one to his granny Margaret. I know Granny is very, very close to Joseph. She was the one that used to pick him up from nursery as a young child, and she looked after you, Joseph, when you were a little baby, so that Mum could go back to work. And I know that you love spending Friday nights with her, and that she's been your biggest supporter during your tennis career, I may add. And so you've got a very close relationship with Granny Margaret, who this Aliyah is being dedicated to, in addition, of course, to your late grandpa, Papa, as you called him, Grandpa Peter. He was a real influence on you when you were growing up. Always lots of fun playing with each other, and you've got great memories of that. I know, Joseph, and he's watching you now. He's getting nachas from you now. And I know that he loved coming over from Richmond to spend time with you guys. So make them proud and make the first Aliyah decent, my boy. Off you go.
Vayda beher Adonai al Moshe acharei mot shnei bnei Aharon v'kavatam lifnei Adonai vayamutu vayomer Adonai al Moshe daber el Haron achicha vayavo v'chaleit al hakodesh mebeit haparochet el pnei hakaparet ashel Haron v'lo yamut ki b'anan eira el hakaparet v'zot yavo Haron el hakodesh b'afam v'baka lechetat vayadona v'tonet b'had kodesh yilbash Mikhnasei v'had yiva b'sara v'vavnei b'ad Yaakov v'tznefet b'ad Yitznov v'tekod Hashem brachat b'mayim et b'saroi v'sham u'me'et adat b'nei Yisrael yikach shnei sirei zem lechatat v'ayil echad lo la v'kri v'haron et pachat asher lo v'kipeh b'adoi v'ad beito v'lakach et shnei asirim v'hemid otam lifnei Adonai petach ohel moed ונתן אהרון על שני התרים גרלות, גרל אחד לאדוני וגרל אחד לעזאזל, והקריב אהרון את השעיר אשר עליו הגרל לאדוני, ועשהו חטאת, והשעיר אשר עליו הגרל לעזאזל יום התחי לפני אדוני לכפר עליו, לשלח אותו לעזאזל המדבר, והקריב אהרון את פחתת השקלו, וכיפה בעדו ועד ביתו, ושחט את פחתת השקלו, ולקח מנו מחטאת אכלי אש מאור המזבח מלפני אדוני ומלוך אבניו כתורת סומם דקה והביא מבית לפרוכת ונתן את הכתורת האש לפני אדוני וכיסה ענן הכתורת את הכפורת אשר העדות ולא ימות ולקח מדם הפר ויזר באצבעו על פני הכפורת קדמה לפני הכפורת יעשה 7 פעמים ונדם באצבעו ושחט את חטאת אשר פעם והביא את דמו מבית לפרוכת ועשה את דמו כאשר עשה לאדם הפר ויזר אותו על כפר לפני הכפורת וכיפר הקודש מתימות בני ישראל ומפשעיהם לחטאתם וכן יעשה לו המועד השוכן אותם בתוך טומאתם וכל אדם לא יהיה באוהל מועד בבואו לכפר בקודש עד צאתו וכיפר בעדו ובעד ביתו ובעד כל קהל ישראל ויצא על המזבח אשר לפני אדוני וכפר עליו ולקח מדם הפרים מדם השעיר ונתן על רקמות המזבח סביב והיזה עליו מן האדם באצבעו 7 פעמים ותעברו בקדשו ותימות בני ישראל וכינה מכפר את הקודש ואת אוהל מועד ואת המזבח והקריב את השעיר החי וסמך אהרון את שתי ידיו על ראש השעיר החי והתוודה עליו ואת קורבנות בני ישראל ואת כל פשעיהם לחטאתם ונתן אותם על ראש השעיר ושילח ביד איש שיטי המדבר ונשא השעיר עליו את קורבנותם לארץ גזירה ושילח את השעיר במדבר ובא אהרון אל אוהל מועד ופשט את בגדי הבד אשר לבש בבועד הקודש וניחם שם ברכות את בשרו במים במקום קדוש ולבש את בגדיו ויצא ועשה את עולתו ואת עולתם וכיפר בעדו ובעתם.
Wow, amazing. You know, I've got my phone next to me and people are texting me. Joseph, are you listening, my boy? People are texting me that you're laning like a pro, a professional Baal Korah. Because normally Bar Mitzvah boys lane something like this. Vayomer Moshe. And you're laning like a pro. And I'm really proud of that. Anyway, well done on a fantastic Rishon. Flawless and seamless. The next Aliyah is being dedicated to Grandma Ruth. Mazel tov to you, Grandma Ruth. I know that your connections with the Hampstead Garden suburb go back to the Reverend Harry Bornstein, Joseph, your great grandfather, and who had loved nothing better than family gatherings and everyone getting together, which brings great fun, and it brings people from all over the world back together again. And the occasional family holidays that you like taking with your extended family. And of course, so I know that Grandma Ruth is getting much nachas, shepping much nachas from you today, doing your laning. In addition, of course, we remember your granddad Colin, who you spent many hours with. Do you remember, Joseph? Many hours doing airplane airfix models. I used to do those as kids. And unfortunately, you never ever really finished any of the models, but you made good starts to each one of them, which is always good, because a start is also important. But Joseph, this next aliyah, which you're going to do just as well as the first one, is being dedicated to your grandma Ruth and your late granddad Colin. Off you go, my boy.
אלא וחטאת יבתי המזבח והמשלח את הצאל לעזאזל יכבס בגדיו רחץ בשכו במים אחרי כן יבוא אל המחנה ועת פחטאת ועת צייחתת אשר הובא את דמם לכפר בחודש יוציאו מחוץ למחנה ושרפו באש את רותם ואת בשרם ואת פרשם ושורף אותם יכבס בגדיו רחץ בשכו במים ואחרי כן יבוא אל המחנה ויטע לכם נוקות עולם בחודש השביעי בעשור בחודש תמיד אין נפשותיכם וכל מלאכה לא תעשו האזרח והגב תוככם כי ביום הזה יכפר עליכם נטעה אתכם וכל חטאותיהם לפני אדוני תתארו שבתון היא לכם וניתן מנפשותיכם נוקות עולם כיפה הכהן אשר ימשך אותו ואשר ימלא את ידו לכהן תחת אביו ולבש בגדי בגדי הקודש וכי ואת מקדש הקודש ואת אוהל המועד ואת המזבח יכפך והכהנים וכל עם הקהל יכפך ויתעזור לכם נוקות עולם לכפר על בני ישראל מכוחותיהם אחת בשנה ויעש כאשר ציווה אדוני משה וידבר אדוני משה לאמור דבר אל אהרון ואל בניו ואל כל בני ישראל ואמרת עליהם זהו הדבר אשר ציווה אדוני לאמור אם יש איש מבני ישראל אשר ישחט סוג כסף או איש במחנה או אשר ישחט מחוץ למחנה ואל פתח אוהל מועד לא הביאו להקריב קורבן לאדוני לפני משכן אדוני דם ייחשב לאיש ההוא דם שפך ונכרת האיש ההוא מקרב עמו למען אשר יביאו בני ישראל את זבחיהם אשר הם זורקים ובני השדה תביאום לאדוני אל פתח אוהל מועד לכהן וזבח זבחי שלמים לאדוני אותם וזרק הגן את הדם על מזבח אדוני פתח אוהל מועד והקטיר החלב לריח ניחוח לאדוני ולא יסבכו עוד את זבחיכם לשרים אשר הם זונים אחריהם חוקות עולם תהיה
Wonderful, another aliyah, beautifully done. Is that actually? I'm looking at your backdrop here, Alex. Have you actually made an arc there for the top?
Yes, we were going to show you later on. I meant to show you earlier. Do you want to have a look?
That's amazing. And I can see a twinkling light above the arc.
We even got a little safer inside. Would you like to have a look, or should we have a look later on?
We'll have a look a little bit later on, but I want to say at this juncture that I'm well impressed. Where did you nick that little flashing light from?
You'll be amazed. It was just a little tea light. You can get electric tea lights. It took hours to build.
That's fantastic. I want to bring Rabbi Guttentag in if he's there for a second. Is he there? Yeah, Rabbi Guttentag.
I'm here. I'm listening to the amazing laning.
I want to know, because I've been hearing this laning for the past year, and the Lever family have also been hearing this laning for the past year. You are our fresh ears today. How's this young man doing?
It's one of the best I've heard, and I'm not just saying that. Perhaps maybe Good reaction. Well done, everyone.
That's a mother for you. She completely
Your
quiet.
reaction was the correct
Yeah,
one.
absolutely phenomenal. It's like Avrami said after the first Aliyah, you sound like a pro. You don't sound like a bar mitzvah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with sounding like a bar mitzvah boy, which you are, but you're sounding like a pro. It's phenomenal. Joe, I tell you, this is the first two, only 5 left to go, but it's absolutely fantastic. Keep going. And it's a credit to you, Avrami, as well. Good teacher.
Thank
Good
you so
bomber,
much.
everyone.
This one was very easy. Wow.
So no pressure, brother.
Thank you so much. Okay, on to the next Aliyah. Now, this Aliyah, I can't see Mum. Where's Mum in this? Where's Annette?
Oh, Mum is
She's hiding.
coming now.
Oh, go and climb.
She can't get out from behind all the chairs that we piled up in the way.
Annette, we need to see you.
It's the only way we could get our house half as tidy as yours is when you broadcast
You
up.
have no idea the mess behind this.
Annette, I've got something to say to you. You and Alex, this next Aliyah is being dedicated to you both. You have brought up. I don't know Stephanie and Isabel well. Please God, I'll get to know them. Hopefully, sing at their weddings under their chuppahs. Please God.
Come on, laugh, God, please.
But so far as Joseph is concerned, you have done amazingly so far. You've done 13 years of child rearing this young man, and you've done a superb job because you've turned out a young man with a sense of maturity and sensitivity and a beautiful balance of fun and seriousness and just a great all-rounder. And it's a credit to you both that he's such a delight and has a natural chen, is very bechein, has got just a wonderful modesty. I know that I know the two of you because it's been hard for me to find out about the two of you, I have to say, because you're such a modest family and like to keep a low profile. But it's no surprise that Joseph is the way he is because the two of you are so modest. I know, Dad, you in your being an aeronautic engineer, teaching or making things fly high. This child, please God, I'm sure you've heard it, and I know it's cliche. This boy, please God, will fly high and will be soaring to great heights. And I know you are a real family man, always there for the children and wanting more and more family events and family walks and family picnics and family Shabbat meals. You want to do everything as a family. And that's certainly reflected in Joseph's attitude and in Joseph's personality. As for you, Annette, I know that you are a dedicated GP par excellence, I have to say, especially in these times where I know that you're not just working from the surgery, but you're also working well overtime to help your patients. And I know how much appreciated it is. And when we bang and clap on Thursday evening, it's for you, Annette. It's for you, for us to say thank you for the amazing and dedicated work that you have. But I know that you are also fiercely supportive of the children, all the children with their musical instrument learning and, with them learning and gaining knowledge. And I know you're an avid reader and like to continue. That's what we're here for, to continue to grow every day. So I have to say that the two of you are just model parents, I have to say. Model parents have brought up wonderful, wonderful children, and you deserve the nachas that you are reaping, not just today, but for years and years and years and years to come. And this next aliyah that Joseph will lay equally as good is dedicated to you both.
ועליהם תאמר איש איש מבית ישראל ומנהגה שגר בתוכם אשר יעלה עולה זבח ואל פתח אוהל מועד לא יביאנו לעשות אותו לאדוני ולכרת האיש המעמד ואיש איש מבית ישראל ומנהגה אגר בתוכם אשר גחל קודם ונתתי פניי בנפש אוכלת את אדם וקראתי אותו מקרב עמה כי נפש הבשר באדם he ואני נתתי לכם על המזבח לכפר נפשותיכם, כי אדם הוא בנפש יכפר. כן אמרתי לבני ישראל, כל נפש מכם לא תאכל דם, והגר הגבתכם לא יאכל דם. ואיש איש מבני ישראל, אם הגר הגבתכם, אשר יוצא את חייהם, ואשר יאכל, ושפך את דמו וכיסוי באפך, כי נפש כה בשר דמו בנפשו. ואמר לבני ישראל דם כה בשר לא תאכלו, כי נפש כה בשר דמו היא כל החלב יכרת. וכל נפש אשר תאכל לבנה יטרפה, בזבח ובגר וכבש בגדיו רחץ במים, וטמא את הערב וטהר. ואם לא יכבש בבשרו לא ירחץ ונשא בנו. וידבר אדוני משה לאמור, דבר אל בני ישראל ואמרת עליהם, אני אדוני אלוהיכם, כמה אסרת מצרים אשר ישבתם בה לא תעשו. וכמה אסרת כנען אשר אני מביא אתכם שמה לא תעשו, וחוקותיהם לא תלכו. את משפטי תעשו ותורתי תשמרו ללכת בהם, אני אדוני אלוהיכם. ושמרתם לחוקותיי ומשפטי אשר יעשה אותם אדם וחי בהם, אני אדוני. איש איש על כל שער בשרו לא תקרבו לגלות עברה, אני אדוני. אבות אביך ואבות אמך לא תגלה אמך, היא לא תגלה אבותה. אבות אשת אביך לא תגלה אבות אביך היא. בת אחותך, בת אביך או בת אמך, מולדת בית או מולדת חוץ לא תגלה אבותה. אבות בנך או בת ביתך לא תגלה אבותן, כי אבותך הנה. אבות בת אשת אביך, מולדת אביך, אחותך היא לא תגלה אבותה. אבות אחות אביך לא תגלה, שאר אביך היא. אבות אחות אמך לא תגלה, כי שאר אמך היא. אבות אחי אביך לא תגלה, אשתו לא תקרא חתתך היא. אבות חתתך לא תגלה, אשת בנך היא לא תגלה אבותה. אבות אשת אחיך לא תגלה, אבות אחיך היא. אחות אישה וביתה לא תגלה את בת בנה ובביתה, לא תיקח לגלות אבותה שווה העצימה היא. אישה אל אחותה לא תיקח לצחו לגלות אבותה על הבכר, ואישה בנידה תמתה לא תקרב לגלות אבותה, ועל אשת עמיתך לא תיתן שכבתך לזרע, לתמבה ולזרעך לא תיתן להביא אל עמלך, ולא תחלל את שם אלוהיך אני אדוני.
Superb. Another beautiful Aliyah, beautifully laned. Joseph, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Do you remember when you used to come to our house in the winter months, in the depths of the winter, when you used to have to scrape ice off the windscreen and be here for 9:30 in the morning? And I probably would offer you a hot chocolate and cheese and toast. Do you remember?
I do indeed.
Anyway, I've got someone here that wants to say a special Mazel Tov message to you. Okay? I think you're gonna like it. Are you ready?
Yeah.
There you go.
Hi, Joseph. It's me. I've been sitting on the couch and I've heard your beautiful, beautiful laning, and I wasn't planning to speak, but I feel I have to say a special, special Mazel Tov because you really, really, and I'm not saying this, I'm saying this completely honestly, you've really been such an exemplary Bar Mitzvah boy. It was always such a pleasure to have you coming in Sunday morning, starting the week with your lovely smile and your enthusiasm, and you were such a pleasure to have around our house. We can't wait to have you back coming to visit with your lovely family. I must say, Avrami did talk about you a lot, how much he enjoyed teaching you. And I just wanted to wish you personally a huge, huge Mazel Tov and to tell you how much you enhanced my week by coming to our home on Sundays, and how you were always such a pleasure, beautiful to listen to, lovely to talk to, and you're doing an amazing, amazing job. And this is the beginning of wonderful, wonderful adulthood, where no doubt you will be a fantastic ambassador to the Jewish people. Lots of love to you and your lovely family.
Thank you so much.
Well done, Rochelle. You could be a rabbi, Rochelle. Fantastic. Okay, Joseph, the next Aliyah is being dedicated to your two sisters. Stephanie is your very supportive. Where's Stephanie? Let's have a look.
They're coming. Ever ready.
Stephanie is very cute. Hello, Stephanie.
Hi.
Stephanie, you are very supportive and kind, always to Joseph, in fact, to everyone. And I know that you like to be in charge of the family. You're the oldest child of the family. So you are definitely the sibling that everyone follows. And that is because there's a wonderful 7-year gap between, is it you and Joseph? A 7-year gap. And so he looks right up to you, anything you're doing. And I know that.
Not anymore.
Yeah, okay, maybe not physically, but that he is, that you're always so kind and supportive to him, and how much harder this would be for him had you been in university during lockdown. So I know that he's thrilled that you are here, and you've been his caring older sister since he was born, really. And he's thrilled that you're with him and been so supportive on the lead up to the bar mitzvah. And as I said before, again, Stephanie, I look forward to singing at your wedding.
Oh, me too.
Please God. Now, what should we say about Isabel? Hi, Isabel.
Hi.
Now, you're the comedian and the actress of the family, the fun, and if there's anything that needs, if there's a mood that needs lifting, apparently, Isabel, you do that in the blink of an eye, and it's always good to have a character like that around the house that you can count on to be fun and engaging and supportive. And do you remember when you used to dress up with Joseph when you were younger?
Yes.
That's right. So those are all memories that he will cherish. But just sitting here, looking at you three siblings, it's a beautiful sight. And you know, we have this famous pasuk that goes, Hine matov umanoim sheves achim gam yachad, which means, behold how beautiful it is to see brothers and sisters sitting along and getting along together. That is the biggest joy and the biggest gift one can give to a parent, is to see children getting along and being loving to one another. So the more of that you do, the more nachas you bring to your parents and to your grandparents and to the wider community. But just as an outsider, even though I do feel like part of the family already, it's just lovely to see a family that is loving towards each other, that is supportive towards each other, that is sensitive towards each other. And may that continue for many, 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 many years. And the next Aliyah is being dedicated to Joseph's 2 older sisters.
לא תשכח משכבי אישה טובה היא בחוב המה לא תשכח תחל טובה ואישה לא תעמוד לפני בהמה לריבה תבהב אל תתאמו בכל אלה כי בכל אלה תתאמו הגויים אשר אני משלח מניכם ותטמע הארץ והפקוד אפנה עליה ותקיא הארץ את יושביה ושמרתם אתם מחוקותיי ואת משפטיי ולא תעשו מכל הטובות האלה האזרח פגע גם תכם כי את כל הטובות האלה עשו אנשי הארץ אשר לפניכם ותטמע הארץ לא תקיא הארץ אתכם בתוככם אותה כאשר קרא את הגוי אשר לפניכם כי כל אשר יעשה מכל הטובות האלה ונכרתו הנפשות לעשות מקרב עמם משמרתם את משמרתי לבותי עושות מחוקות הטובות אשר נעשו לפניכם ולא תטמאו בהן אני אדוני אליכם ידבר אדוני משה לאמור דבר אל כל הדעות בני ישראל ומותר להם קדושים תהיו כי קדוש אני אדוני אליכם איש אמו ואביו תירוי ואת שבתותי תשמעו אני אדוני אליכם אל תפנו אל הרילים ולהם מסכה לא תעשו לכם אני אדוני אליכם וכי תזבחו זבח שלמים לאדוני לצונכם תזבחו ביום זבחכם יחל ממהרת ונטל עד יום השלישי באש ישרף ואם הכל יחל ביום השלישי בגלו לא יצא וכלה במנו יישא כי את קודש אדוני אליהם ונכרתה הנפש העממה because we're famous at Sarah not to Halef, us at Halix over like a Kitty Kate. become a chalot or and fell come a lot like a Nani, but I get as over time, and the Mahalechem, Lo or take more of it. Shubalot Shakru, each from it all, with Shavu Vishmi Lasha, Felechilata, Head Shame Elo Hechan, Shame Elo Hechan of night, as a Shakat Recha, but that is all Tani, Pilatsaki. It's called Bokelo to Felech, Herish, Flif Nave, Lot it, and make sure of your right time, Elo Hechan Yelana.
Kedoshim, now we're into the second Seder already. One of my favorite Sedras, Joseph, packed full of beautiful mitzvahs. You're doing a fine job. I want to bring Rabbi Guttentag in once again.
Hello.
Hi, Rabbi.
Can I just say how much I'm loving this? It's such a pleasure to listen to.
Aren't they a gorgeous family? Aren't they a gorgeous family?
Unbelievable. And Isabel and I went on holiday together last year. We went to Poland. We had an amazing trip. It was very inspirational, and a wonderful, wonderful leader in her own right.
Fantastic.
Running family agency. Can't see you anymore. Have you gone? Is it?
In her leadership. She's coming back. She's stick her head in the way for you.
Oh, there she is. Hello. How are you?
I'm good.
Oh, so lovely seeing you. I just want to add also, as a Balkara myself, this seems so just smooth and seamless and perfect. I'm really, really loving this. Joe, look, I'm proud of you. Imagine how Romi's proud of you and your parents and your family as well and grandmas. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, Rabbi Guttentag, can I tell you what was quite awkward sometimes?
Go on.
Joseph's dad used to come and fetch him from the bar mitzvah lessons, and he would always ask the same questions. How was he today? Yeah, with the shrug of the shoulders. How was he today? And
I can do that.
it was getting boring because all I could say was that he's amazing. He's doing amazingly, and it was the truth every week. He did amazingly, and I was waiting for 1 week to say, actually, he could have done a bit better this week. He should have done his homework. But there was never any opportunity to say anything. Anything but like he did really, really well. I'm really proud of him. He did all his homework. He did it well. He's singing well. He's gone over everything. He's doing well. So that's the truth.
And now you can see the results.
There you go. There you go. And I hope he'll take this as a life lesson. I don't want to take away your sermon to him, but I hope he'll take this as one of the life lessons that it's whatever you put in, that's what you take out. How does the saying go? You sleep in the bed you make. You lie in your bed you make. How's it go?
You eat the cake. For Tu Suzim, something about Tu Suzim in there.
That's it. That's it. Anyway,
you get out what you put in.
That's it. You make the bed. You lie in the bed you make. Oh, I don't know how it goes. It's
Google
something.
Google it.
Yeah. Anyway, the next aliyah. By the way, the reason why we're having this chat is so that Joseph can have a drink and relax between the aliyahs, and that's what he's doing. Okay. Now I know that the next aliyah is dedicated to Mum's family. Is that the Bendel family?
Yeah.
That's the Bendel. I know that, Joseph, you've got a very strong relationship with all your cousins. You love going over for tea on Shabbat afternoons, having tea on the heath. Is that right?
Yeah.
That's right. And all your cousins would always make you laugh and smile, and you love to spend time with them, and at cousins and birthday parties, etc. on Mum's side. Now, there's a cousin from America, Mum's cousin. I think her name is Victoria Snowman.
Yeah.
Is that really her name, Snowman?
Yeah.
That's not made up. That's her name, Victoria. Victoria's watching at the moment?
So, yeah, we hope so.
Okay, let me tell you, if I wouldn't be called Freilich, I would choose Snowman. Definitely. That is the nicest, sweetest name. I love that name, Snowman. It's brilliant. Who doesn't love a snowman? Everyone. So
Exactly.
if we're ever forced to change our names, my name will be Avromi Snowman. Having said that, we're thrilled that Victoria, Mum's cousin, is watching from the United States, and we're ready to hear your next aliyah, which is being dedicated to all the Bendel family who are watching now.
Let us אבל במשפט לא תיסף פני דל ולא תדע פני גדול בצדק תשפוט עמיתך ותלך רכיל במך לא תעמוד על דמרך אני אדוני לא תשנא את אחי בלבבך הוכיח תוכיח את עמיתך ולא תישא עליו חטא לא תקום ולא תטעה את בני עמך ואהבת לרעך כמוך אני אדוני את חוקותיי תשמרו למזלך לא תחביא כליים שדך לא תזרע כליים ובכליים שדנית לא יעלה עליך ואיש כי ישכב את אישה שחצרה והיא שפחה נהרפת ליש ואפתי לא נפתרת או חופשה לא ניתן לה ביקורת תהיה לא ימצאו כי לא אכלו פשע והביאת השם על אדוני אל פתח אוהל המועד אל השם וחיבר לפרעים ואל השם לפני אדוני על חטאתו שחטא ונסלח לו מחטאתו שחטא וכי תבואו על הארץ ונתתם כל עץ מאכל ואכלתם מאכלתו את פריו 3 שנים יהיה לכם ערלים נאכל ובשנה הרביעית תהיה כל פריו קודש אלוהים לאדוני ובשנה החמישית תאכלו את פריו להוסיף לכם טובתו אני אדוני אליכם לא תאכלו אדם לא תנחשו ולא תניעו לא תקיפו פאת ראשכם ולא תשחית את פאת זקניך בשרת לנפש לא תתנו בבשרכם וכתובת קרקע לא תתנו בכם אני אדוני אל תחלל את פתחך לא זנותיו ולא תזנה הארץ ומלוא הארץ עמה את שבתותי תשמור מקדשי תיראו אני אדוני אל תפנו אל האבות והאדונים אל תבקשו לטמא בהם אני אדוני אליכם מפני שיבה תקום והדרת פני זקן ויראת מלאך אני אדוני.
Lovely. And it's very appropriate. Well done, Joseph, on another wonderful aliyah. It's very appropriate that the next aliyah is being dedicated to actually good friends of mine, John and Maureen Reeves. And I know them very well. In fact, I spoke to John just before Yom Tov. And John was a very close friend with your papa. Is that right? Yeah. And they're still friends with your grandma, with your granny, right? They're still friends. And it's nice that they're joining us now today. They can see us. Excellent. So it's no coincidence that we've just laid in your aliyah that you just had, Mipnei Seva Takum, which is one of the mitzvahs in the Torah. Before an older person, we rise. That's one of the mitzvahs. When you see an older person coming in the room, we stand. And a lovely interpretation I heard about this was that if you turn the words around, mipnei seva, before you become an old person, takum, rise and get up and do something with your life. So it's just a nice interpretation. Before you get old, right, make sure that every day is valuable, no more so than now during lockdown when we're starting to appreciate the really important things in life and where the world has gone wrong and how we're chasing our tails too many hours a day doing silly things, and now we're beginning to appreciate the beautiful things like family and nature and just quality time. So without any further ado, this aliyah is being dedicated to you, John and Maureen. Here we go.
ואבטלו כמוך כי גרים הייתם בארץ מצרים אני אדוני לכם לא תעשו אבל במשפט במיטל במשקל ומסורה מאזני צדק ובני צדק איפת צדק והן צדק יהיה לכם אני אדוני לכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים ושמרתם את חוקותיי ואת משפטיי ועשיתם אותם אני אדוני וידבר אדוני משה לאמור בני ישראל תמה איש איש מבני ישראל מנהגי אגב ישראל אשר ייתן מזרעו למות כמו תימות עם הארץ יגמרו באבן ואני אתן את פניי לאיש ההוא והחרתי אותו בקרב עמו כי מזרעו נתן למולך כלמה טמא את מקדשי ולחלל שם קודשי והם עליהם יעלימו עם הארץ את עיניהם מן האיש ההוא ותיתו מזרעו למולך לבלתי המזתו שמתי אני את פניי באיש ההוא ומשפחתו וחרתי אותו ואת כל זנים אחריו לזנות אחרי המולך מקרב עמם והנפש אשר תפנה אהבות ואדנים לזנות אחריהם ונתתי את פניי בנפש ההוא וקראתי אותו מפה רמו והתקדשתם והייתם קדושים כי אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Lovely, another beautiful aliyah. Here comes the next aliyah is for Dad's family, the Lever family. I know that you love going on family holidays with Dad's family, don't you? And do you love it when your Israeli cousins come to England and the times when you're allowed to stay overnight with them? Well, guess what? They love having time with you too, and they love spending time with you. What else? What about Auntie Judy that promised at your sister's bat mitzvah that she would come to your bar mitzvah, right? Well, she's here watching. She's here watching and taking nachas. And Alex, if your family is anything like you, I'd love to meet them.
Yeah. Hopefully next year, Lashana Haba.
Please God, please God. Rabbi Guten Tag, would you like to come in at this point?
Always ready to come in.
Come on then.
Hey.
I just want to say how I'm just absolutely loving this. This is phenomenal. And, you know, like Avrami said about making the most of time, you're spending your time with your family, your cousins, your grandmas, and your late grandpas. It's just something absolutely phenomenal. I'm just so proud. Have another sip. Take another sip, Joe.
He's going to be running to the loo in a minute.
Yeah, you do well.
Water.
This is the final run, the last leg of your journey. And you're doing it so fast and so smooth. It's amazing.
I told her this is just the beginning, Rabbi Guten Tag.
Absolutely. We're going to hear more of him in shul.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Please go. I look forward to that.
Okay, so this next aliyah is being dedicated, Alex, to your family. Here we go.
ושמרתם את חוקותיי ועשיתם אותם, אני אדוני מקדשכם כי איש אשר יקלל את אביו ואת אמו מות ימות, אביו ואמו כלל דמי פה, ואיש אשר ינף את אשת איש אשר ינף את אשת רעהו, מות ימות הלב הנפת, ואיש אשר ישכב את אשת אביו ופת אביו גילם, מות ימתו שניהם דמיהם בם, ואיש אשר ישכב את אותו מות ימתו שניהם טבע עשו דמיהם בם ואיש אשר ישכב את זכר משכבי אישה טובה עשו שניהם מות ימתו דמיהם בם ואיש אשר ייקח את אישה ואת אמה זימה היא ואיש ישפו אותו והן לא תהיה זימה בדרכם ואיש אשר ייתן שכבתו בבהמה מות ימת, ואת הבהמה תהרגו, ואישה אשר תקרב על בבהמה לליבת והכתה את האישה ואת הבהמה. מות ימת לדמיהם בם, ואיש אשר ייקח את אחותו בת אביו ובת אמו, ואת בתה והיא תראה את אבתו, חזרו ונכרתו לעיני בני ימם, אל פת אחותו גילה בנו יישא. ואיש אשר ישכב את אישה דברה וגילה את אבתה את מקורה הרע והיא גרצת מקור טמאה ונפרטו שניהם מקרבם ואחות אחות אמך ואחות אביך לא תגלה כי את שרו הרע בנם יישאו ואיש אשר ישכב את עודתו ועודתו גילה חטאם יסערם ימותו ואיש אשר ייקח את אשת אחיו נידאי, אל בת אחיו ילדים יהיו, ושמרתם את כל חוקותיי ואת כל משפטיי, ועשיתם אותם, ולא תקיא אתכם הארץ אשר אני מביא אתכם, שמה לשבת בה, ולא תלכו בגבולות הגוי אשר אני משלט לכם, כי את כל אלה עשו וקוץ בם ואומר לכם, אתם תשעו את אבותיו, ואני אענה לכם לרשת אותה הארץ זבתך בדבש. אני אדוני אליכם אשר הבדלתי אתכם מן העמים, והבדלתם בין הבהמה הטהורה לטמאה ובין העוף הטמא לטהור ולא תרצו לנפשותיכם בבהמה ובעוף ובכל אשר תמוס האדמה אשר הבדלתי לכם לטמא, והייתם לי קדושים כי קדוש אני אדוני והבדל אתכם ונאמם להיות לי ואיש או אישה, תהיה בהם אוב או ידני מותי מותי, באבן יגמרו אותם דמיהם בם.
Wow, there goes a double Cedra done seamlessly. Well done. Well done. Well done. Absolutely fantastic. So we're going to move straight on to the Haftarah. And of course, this one is dedicated to, normally we do a maftir, but because we're not learning from a real Sefer Torah, we're going to move straight on to the Haftarah. And this one, of course, is dedicated to you, Joseph. Well, so much to say about you, Joseph. First of all, you've already heard that you were a pleasure to teach, but I know how hard you worked to be able to achieve this double Sedra. You had your mind set on it, and you achieved your goal, which is great. And I know that, as Rabbi Guttentag said before, that we really, really hope you're going to take this newly found skill of laning and use it both in the youth center and in the main shul when the time comes when they need to engage in a Balkora. I hope they ask you, and I hope that you offer your services. And as we've discussed, you're going to go on to learn how to lead services, how to lead a Friday night service, how to lead a Shabbat morning service, maybe how to lead weekday services. It's a great skill to have. So I'm really proud that you've decided that you want to do that. What else can I say about you? I know that you're a musical fellow, that you love to play the cello, and you play with such emotion that it even makes you cry, apparently.
It might be an emotion.
It's very good. Like a good weep. And that shows how versatile you are. That, you know, when you have fun, you can laugh, and when you're playing something evocative and emotional, you can actually cry tears, which is, I think that's beautiful. Now, I know that when you were very young, you used to like to dance a ballet. Is that true? Yeah, and then, but you also had lots of toys that were weapons at the same time, didn't you?
Yeah.
You had a wonderful balance of sensitivity and boyishness. Now, apparently, also here that since you started playing tennis, when you were on the court, you were able to take on boys and girls that were much, much older than you and beat them, which is fantastic. And in fact, you won the championships, the national championships in fives. Is that right?
Yeah.
Well done. Well done to you. So many accolades. I know you're great in maths, and you love cooking as well. In fact, I think there's lots of people during the lockdown have done competitions with the children. We certainly did in our home. We let the kids cook the meals. And apparently you did one last week, which went down very well. And you even cleaned up afterwards, which is part of cooking, I have to say. So well done to you. It shows a great sense of maturity. What else can we say about you? Yeah, a little bit of an absent-minded professor sometimes when you can't find your things. Is that right? When you can't find things. And but that's okay. It just shows that you're a balanced child. And a little bit more about that from Rabbi Guttentag. But in the meantime, I'm ready to hear your Haftarah, Joe. And this is dedicated to you. Joe, your Hebrew name is Yosef
Natan.
Yosef Natan. So Yosef means more, yes, to increase, right? So our bracha to you is that you should learn more and more and more, and there should be more of Joseph. You should show more and more of who you are as you grow older. And Natan means to give. Okay, so you should always be a giving person like your parents are. I know that during lockdown, your father went knocking on neighbors' doors, how they can help and how they can bring shopping and dropping shopping off, etc., to the vulnerable. When these type of things happen, your parents are the first to step in, and you're going to follow their example. So Yosef Natan is a beautiful name to have. And I know that you're a Levi, and the Leviim in the times of the temple were the singers. So you show us what type of a Levi you are by doing an outstanding Haftarah, please.
Haloch ivnei, kushim atem li, b'nei Yisrael nimadonai, halo et Yisrael, haneti, me'eret Mitzrayim, uflishtehim, mikaf tov ara'am meke, hinei einei Adonai Elohim, b'mamlacha achata v'ishmadioti yota, me'al p'nei Adamah, efes ki lashmei lashmei, את בית יעקב לימוד אדוני, כי הנה אנוכי מצווה, בהיותי בכל הגויים את בית ישראל, כאשר ינוע בפרה, לא יפול צרות, בחרב ימותו כל חטאי עמי, אמרים לא תגיש ותקדים, בעדנו הרע, ביום ההוא אקים את סוכת דוד הנופלת, וקדחתי את פרסיהן, הרשתיו אקי, ובנתתי אקי מעולם, למען ישו את שרת אדום, בכל הגויים, אשר נקרא שמי עליהם. לימוד אדוני עושה זאת, הנה ימים באים לימוד אדוני, וניגש חורש בקוצר ודרך הנביאים במשך הזרע, ותיפו החרים על סיס והגבות תתמגגנה, שבות עמי ישראל, ובנו ערים נשמות ושבות, ונצתו כרמים, ושרתו את ינם, ועשו גנות ואכלו את פריהם, ונתתים אדמתם, ולא ינטשו עוד מאדמתם, אשר נתתי להם, אמר אדוני אלוהיך.
How nice to see all the families singing and dancing together. Joseph, well done on a wonderful Haftorah as well. And before I do that, I'm gonna conclude with one Misha Berach for you, a special prayer, a special blessing for you. So your Hebrew name is Yosef Natan Ben
Aryeh Tzvi Halevi.
Aryeh Halevi. Well done. Misha Berach, Amosein Amramos Yaakov, Yivarech Es HaBachara Bar Mitzvah, Yosef Natan Ben Aryeh Tzvi Halevi. Asher Allah Lekros HaTorah Hayoim. HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yivarech Oso, v'yes Ovim v'yemo, v'yes Achoso, v'yes Kol Mishpachto, v'yishlach Baracha, v'yatzlacha b'chol ma'aseh yadav, Im Kol Yisrael Echav, v'no yamar Amen. Mazel tov.
Okay, Joe, that was absolutely fantastic. I just want to say that we heard from Avrami how much he enjoyed teaching you. But I also know not that it goes two ways, how much you enjoyed your learning, how much you loved the learning. And the results are in. You scored 100 out of 10. That was absolutely phenomenal. I hope you're very proud and a bit relieved as well. You know, you've done it now. A year in the planning, a year in the working hard, and you've done it. And what you've proved is a very, very powerful message from the parsha that you just laid. Avrami mentioned that you should rise up before an elderly man. But before one gets old, one has to actually rise up and achieve something in life. We're currently in the period where we count the Omer, we count the days between Pesach and Shavuot, the 7-week period, 49 days. And there's a mitzvah, there's a commandment in the Torah to count 49 days. Now, ordinarily, if you're looking forward to something, you've got, how many weeks till the end of school, how many days to my bar mitzvah, how long is it to my cousin's wedding, something that you're really looking forward to. You need to say, 12 days left, 11 days left, 10 days, 7 days, 6 days, right? You count downwards. But when it comes to the Omer, no. We do it the wrong way. We count upwards until we get to 49 and then we stop. Shouldn't we start on Pesach? It was 49 days till Shavuot. And, not great at the maths. I'm not as genius as yourself, Joe. But if today is the 23rd, how many days is that left? 26. 26. There you go. I've got it. I've still got it. So we should say today there are now 26 days left till the end of the Omer, till Shavuot. But no, we say today is the 23rd. And there are many, many reasons for this. One of them I'd like to share with you is because we're not just counting time. In Judaism, we learn that we make time count. Every day is a day when we can achieve so much. We don't look at how much we've got left. We look at rather how much we've achieved. You see, when we left Egypt, we weren't ready. We weren't on that spiritual level where we could stand at the foot of Mount Sinai, have the national revelation from God where he spoke to the entire universe. He addressed the Jewish people. We just weren't spiritually ready for that. We had to better ourselves, ready ourselves for it. And each day, every single day of that 7-week period, we became closer and closer to Hashem until on the 50th day, we were ready for God to appear, as it were, together with Moses, his servant, and address the nation, speak to the nation, reveal himself to the nation, and where we could receive his Torah. And this teaches us a very powerful message. Every day we can achieve so much. And every minute that goes past will never, ever come back again. Your clock that you've got at home, it's not like the M25. It doesn't go anti-clockwise. It goes just one way. That every minute that we have will never, ever come back again. Each minute that we have, we need to make the most of that minute. And you've proven to us, Joe, that you can achieve so much. You dedicated yourself so hard. And, often we'll tell bar mitzvah boys that, as they prepare themselves for Jewish adult life, that, you don't have to look far for role models. Look at your wonderful parents, right? Your mother, Annette, dedicated herself. And sometimes if I go so far as to say risking her life for the safety and health of others, this is something which we're tremendously grateful for, not just for us, but the wider community as well. What she does, and we applaud her, as I've already said. And what your father does in engineering, what a mensch your father is, what mention is the Yiddish plural, brother. Mention your parents are tremendous role models. And Stephanie and Isabel, such fun and good role models. But I would like to take this one step further. Do you know where you need to look? At yourself. Because you've now proven that you put effort into something, you get the results. You've really made every minute count. You've worked so hard. You've put tremendous effort in. And as Avrami said, you lie in the bed that you make. You made your bed. You worked hard. And we are just so incredibly proud of how you've performed today. And you've got the added luxury is that you can look back on it yourself afterwards. Once this is all over, some people get a bit cringy when they hear the sound of their own voice. But I'm sure you'll be very proud of it. Most people don't get that luxury when they're laning in shul on Shabbat. You'll get to see this, and you'll get to, please God, one day, you'll be able to show this to your own grandchildren. Hi, grandkids. There you go. I'm thinking 50 years ahead, and they'll see it. And they'll be so proud of their grandpa, and you will be a role model unto them. So I would just like to conclude by remembering that message of making every minute count, because we can achieve so much with time. And I know how much, if you're not studying Torah or working on your homework, you're spending quality time with your family, with the wider family. And I know how much, we wish, of course, a massive mazel tov to your parents and to grandmas, Margaret and Ruth. But I would also like to add that our sages teach us, and this is really true, that the neshamot, the neshamas, the souls of our departed loved ones are here at special occasions such as this, whether it's a chuppah, a bar mitzvah, or a brit. And at your bar mitzvah today, your late grandpas, Colin and Peter, who you were so close with and you loved them, and I know you miss them till today, they are looking down on you and getting tremendous nachas about what the great mitzvah you've done. You've not just brought joy to those who are here with us today, you've also brought joy to the souls of your beloved grandpas, and they will be looking down and being so proud of you, and we must never forget that. I would like to take this opportunity to confer upon you the traditional bracha that your parents would give you on a Friday night. Normally we'll put your hands on, if I can go like that, like my hands are on your head, and we say to you, there you go, well done, thank you, Dad. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'seimcha shalom. Yisimcha alehim ke'Ephraim v'chemenashe. And this is how we bless our children. May God make you like Ephraim and Manasseh. May God make you, may the Lord bless you and protect you. May the Lord make his face shine on you and be gracious to you. May the Lord turn his face towards you and give you peace. And in the fullness of time, when we're allowed back in shul, you will be presented with your very own siddur. This one is still in the wrapper, as you can see, and your own chumash. But when we're allowed back in shul, this will be opened and a sticker will be put inside it, which will be signed by the senior rabbi, Rabbi Friedman and Rabbinate Batya, and the wardens of the shul, and it'll be presented on behalf of the entire community for your bar mitzvah. So I can't give it to you just now, virtually, but I want you to know that it's not, it looks very nice now, brand spanking new, but on your shelf, it shouldn't look new. It should always look used. Your siddur is something you should use every day, every Shabbat. Use it well. And I'd like to give you this guarantee, and this is recorded. You can look back at this in many years' time. What I hereby offer you, this lifetime guarantee that if you've used your siddur so much that you just can't use it anymore, you've worn it out. All the pages are falling out when you open it. You can track me down wherever I'll be in the world, and I will personally replace it for you, because nothing would make me prouder to know that you've made the most of your time and you've taken your Judaism seriously now that you're a Jewish adult, and your relationship with your family as well as your relationship with Hashem will be something so precious and so pure. It will be my tremendous pleasure to buy you a new one, and that is on the record, and you can hold me to it. And I look forward. The prices are going up. It's going to cost a fortune. You know what? It'll be my pleasure. So I would say, do your parents want to come on now to give some final thoughts?
Now we will do. Thank you very much indeed, Rabbi. No, don't move away. I just wondered if Rabbi Freilich wanted to say anything before we hand over to Stephanie and Izzy.
Thank you, Rabbi Guttentag, and thank you for the opportunity to just give you some final words. And that, Rabbi Guttentag, what you were just saying about the siddur, that you want to see it well worn. I once, as children, when we came into school, the first thing we had to do was tefillah. And there was all this siddurim piled up. And, as children, you always try and get a nice one, a nice looking one. And there was one child in the class that would always take the most tatty looking siddur. And I asked him, why are you taking the schmutter one? I used to say to him. And you know what he said? He said, this siddur looks as if it's had the most prayers prayed from. And that moved me to think that this child was so grown up enough to think that if there's a siddur that looks so worn out, then it must have been really, really used. So I agree with what Rabbi Guttentag is saying. Make sure you use your siddur every single day with your tefillin on, and open it and just pour your heart out. If you can cry when you're playing cello, you can certainly cry. They're beautiful psalms that our predecessors have written for you. So it leaves me to.
Robert, can I just add?
Yeah.
The cousin Snowman, so I wish a big mazel tov to you from the other side of the world. Snowman is a very nice name, but your name Freilich means happy. You are happy and you make other people happy as well. So you should be proud of your name as well. Thank you.
By the way, if I couldn't choose Freilich and I couldn't choose Snowman, I would probably choose Guten Tag, which means great day. Guten Tag, a great day. So there you have wonderful names, wonderful, wonderful names. We should all be happy with our own names and happy and content. And that's my final wish to you, Joseph. You should live a life full of contentment, be happy and proud of who you are. Remember that you've got great parents to lean on and ask them advice, because they have more experience than you, and certainly your two grandmas, Margaret and Ruth. They've lived a life and have much more experience than we do as youngsters. So it's no sin to always ask advice from people who know better. Remember that, Joseph. I am so proud of you. We're all so proud of you. You've done a fantastic job. And this is just the start. I promise you, I'm making a promise to you, Joseph. You will lane in front of the whole community. Okay? I want them to hear. And you will do it. When, I don't know, but you will get to do it. And we will make a big fuss of you then. So you will have 2 bar mitzvahs when everyone's just having 1. Okay? Big mazel tov to you, and lots of love from all of us here at the Freilich family. Love from myself, from Rachel, also from Rabbi and Rebbetzin Guten Tag, and Rabbi and Rebbetzin Friedman as well. All our love. And for the final closing words, it's back to you, Joseph, and your family.
Mazel tov.
Thank you so much. I obviously want to say big thanks, but just before we do, I know Stephanie and Isabel want to say a few words because they're not going to get a chance in front of an audience in a party. Although we're doing that anyway. So,
Show them how to do it first. Show it first.
you want to see the Aaron College first? Okay, just tip it.
I love the props that you've done. It's fantastic.
So here's our Aaron College.
Is that good?
Yeah, hang on a sec. Look.
Beautiful.
Inside. You see the Sefer Torah inside.
Oh, nice.
And there are extra ones as well.
Joe was going to lend for it, but the print is just a little bit too small.
Beautiful.
Come on, Steph.
Okay, how do you...
I'm sure people have got gardening they want to get onto.
No, that's much more important.
A speech by the sisters. What could be better?
Our darling Joseph. Joseph, is it really true that you are now already a bar mitzvah boy, a fully fledged and very tall Jewish man, ready to take on the responsibilities of the world?
You sang so beautifully and so well, and for such a long time. We were all very impressed, and you looked magnificent in your golden tiara.
It seems like only yesterday that you were dressing up in ballerina outfits while showcasing your toy weapon arsenal. Not much has changed since then. You are about as coherent as you were when you were 3. As your big sisters, we thought that we'd take this opportunity to make sure that everyone knows what an amazing, accomplished young gentleman you are. So we've made a list of your multitude of achievements.
Number 1, he is a true sportsman. Not only has Joseph's tennis prowess been undeniable since the day that he started batting ball pit balls with a toy frying pan before he could even walk, but since he moved to Highgate School, Joseph has been able to master a couple of the most upper middle class sports that you can probably think of. He is a national champion of 5s, top 2 in his age group, as he made sure that we understood when we were writing this speech, which is an achievement that not many others can claim. He has also been on the school's fencing squad since he was 7 years old. We're thinking you should take up polo next.
He has managed to play with varying degrees of success 4 instruments in his mere 13 years: cello, trumpet, guitar, and ukulele. Although emphasis here would be on the past tense. We're still waiting to find one that might stick. Joe, your renditions of Fly Me to the Moon and various La La Land numbers, as requested or rather demanded by Mom, have delighted us all over the years.
Joseph's culinary skills are not just limited to being able to recite the whole of Disney Pixar's Ratatouille off by heart. He is also a budding chef. His specialities include twice baked potatoes, loaves of bread, and kosher for Pesach fairy cakes.
He is also most likely very accomplished at Clash Royale, given the amount of time he spends on it.
But Joe, aside from all your numerous talents, you're simply a very lovely human being. You're funny, you're caring, you're occasionally patient, you have overactive lacrimal glands, which is probably a genetic inheritance from Mum's side, and you make us all very proud on a daily basis.
We hope that you've had a fabulous bar mitzvah. We know that it wasn't what you had hoped for or expected, but in true Lever style, we made it work.
Mum and Dad, you've made the celebration so special, even though we're just sitting in our dining room. Mum, your Ron HaKodesh is really a showstopper.
And Dad, we don't think Joe would have made it to this day in one piece had it not been for your extraordinary patience over the last year.
In fact, I'm not sure any of us would.
So all that's left to say is thank you to you all so much for joining us today. albeit not quite in the way that we had anticipated. Enjoy the food and the wine, and a huge mazel tov to Joe, and we'll see you all on the dance floor in 2021.
Thank you, girls. Very nice.
Very nice.
So we just wanted to add our thanks to, obviously, to Rabbi Guten Tag for his very kind words, which we will remember, and we will take every moment and make the most of it. Thank you to Chazan Avrami for all your patience over the last year and a half, all your positive enthusiasm, and to Rochela, and for feeding Joe on a Sunday morning so you didn't go hungry.
Famous.
Just had chicken breakfast.
Brilliant. And for getting him out of bed on the Sunday morning as well. It's fantastic.
Apart from the green smoothie that did not go down.
Yeah, that didn't go down so well.
But she's tasted it.
And a quick thank you too to Edward Howard, who was a technical guru behind all this and made it happen.
Thank you.
Without him, we wouldn't have been able to have all of you in our dining room. In fact, there was a physical impossibility to get everybody cramped into our dining room, into our makeshift shul. So thank you all, and thank you all for coming and making this a very special occasion for us. We feel the love from where we are, and thank you to my family. Thank you for coming.
Mazel tov.
We all have
Yeah.
I have to say that it's a mazel tov to me as well. This is the first bar mitzvah I've conducted in my pajamas, I have to say.
You sleep in the tie. I knew.
I'm wearing a suit and tie on top, but I'm in my pajamas, really. But anyway, big mazel tov, and looking forward to seeing you all soon. Bye.
Thank you. Be well. Be well. Bye.
Literally the best Sunday afternoon I've had in weeks. And should we do it again next Sunday? I really loved that.
Do it again.
We'll do it again next week.
Yeah, do it again.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.